Welcome to the BCP BH Advent Calendar 2025, Day 5. That's right, it's December 5th today. I'm going solo again today, and today's BOD for the Advent Calendar is Alesmith Party Tricks IPA. And we have a real can, and look at that can art. It's kind of old school newspaper print. Kind of looks like it's got some interesting little art on the sides, a little close up on the can, little details about it, and it's a West Coast IPA from San Diego, where I'm from. So we're going to crack it right now and get into it. We all know what a West Coast IPA is, so there's not a lot of explanation that's needed. Super hoppy IPA. What else do we need to know? This one is a 6.8er, so not terrifically strong for an IPA. Just kind of right in the zone. It's supposed to be bright, juicy, and citrusy. And I already know they have Citra hops in it, and I think Simcoe. Hey, hang on a second, let's see what they say here. It's a regular party in your mouth. So they say. Pull up to the party with a beer that hides nothing up its sleeves. A massive amount of Strata, Eldorado, and Citra hops. I told you, Citra, but not Simcoe, interestingly. But Strata, Eldorado hops, never heard of them. A massive amount, apparently, invited to this brew party to showcase notes of grapefruit, strawberry, and passion fruit. Flex on friends and family by dipping into a pack of party tricks. Keg stands optional. Cheers. All right, Chuggalos, good to see you again. Hope you've all had a good week. One more day, and we're out of here. Uh-oh, look, I'm getting a little TV beer foam. What do you know about that? I didn't even shake this thing up. Ooh la la. It's got a little cloud to it. Let's see if that clears up in a second here. That's not typical of a West Coast IPA, but one never knows anymore. But look at that thick, creamy, tight little bubbles on the head. That's the kind of creamy head and foam that we like. Right there. Not quite that much. That's a lot. But then I'm not drinking it in a typical, I don't know, IPAs, other heavier ales, best done in a pint glass. This is certainly not. This is more of a, I don't know, not a Pilsner either, but it's kind of a Pilsner lager glass. I just decided I was in the mood for this, so, oh well, it's what we get. And I smell it right away. And I do smell the citrus. I smell the citrus from way out here. I was already smelling it. I could smell grapefruit and lemon. That's what I'm getting a lot of in there. So I'm going to risk the foam mustache by taking an early sip. Oh, it's good. Yep, plenty of hops. You can tell. The hops there's a lot of aroma in the hops, and there's a lot of bite in the back of the throat. A lot of hop bite. This is nice. I like this. You know, like we talked about, John and I talked about the other night, kind of hard with a regular ale or a regular IPA to do anything stunning. You got to be really exceptional because there's just so many out in the marketplace. Not to say I don't like them. It's just that they're hard to score. I mean, as far as like scoring really well, you have to be really exceptional. So this is really good. I like this. I always kind of favored Alesmiths. Alesmith, I remember when they first started, Alesmith really had a great sense of the English brewing traditions, right? So you'd get some really great English style beers out of Alesmith. I remember the English bitters that they used to make. It's an ale, kind of sits in between a pale ale and I want to say a pale ale and an IPA, somewhere in there. Really nice. I used to like bitters when I was going to school over there. We drank a lot of bitters, ESB, extra special bitters, and their regular lagers were really good too. So, and I like their ales. They have some really nice ales. Yeah, this is really good. Yeah, I'm tasting a lot of citrus, a lot of citrus, a lot of fruit esters, maybe some passion fruit. I don't know. I'm not really getting too much strawberry, but a little bit of passion fruit maybe, but more citrus, which you'd expect from Citra. Hops, that's why they call it Citra. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of that. So I got grapefruit, lemon, a little bit of orange, a little bit of lime, just a little bit. Nicely balanced. The whole thing is just nice. It's very pleasant to drink. This is one of those ales I could just drink. I could just drink and drink and drink these ales. This is a really solid, great tasting, really well balanced example of an ale. Kind of more straw yellow colored than a typical amber color that you might expect to see, from an IPA. Interestingly, I'm looking at the camera and seeing the reflection back, and it's funny because it looks darker. It looks like a darker kind of amber in the camera, or darker golden in the camera than it is to the naked eye. It looks more straw yellow when I hold it up to the light here, but it's not unpleasant. It's just a little lighter, but you can definitely taste the hops. It's great though for a West Coast IPA. It's definitely not overpowering. It's not like a Sierra Nevada that just is all hops, and others that are similar to that in the Pacific Northwest as well. So, but then again, it's San Diego, so they do things a little differently in San Diego. Even though they abide by the West Coast rules and the West Coast styles, there's definitely a different sense of how they make beers there. And, I kind of enjoyed that, having lived there. So, yeah, this is a very typical style. It's lovely. It's lovely. Got some really nice fruit in it. I get that all the way. But from about the mid palate all the way back and through the finish. I'm still after the finish, I'm still tasting some grapefruit, a little, lemon zing, just a little lemon zest, maybe it is. Orange zest, I think it's more zest of the orange and lemon juice. That's probably what I'm tasting. And it's funny because I just, for Thanksgiving this year, I made fruit salad. That was my grandma's recipe, and I've been making that for years. It was my favorite thing at Thanksgiving that she used to make. Simple, silly thing, but there's a special sauce that you make for it that's basically a really simple little reduction sauce with juice of a lemon, juice of an orange, some orange zest, and some sugar, and you throw it all together and you just reduce it over some heat for a couple of minutes until it's thickened, and then you pour it over the fruit salad. And you stir it all in, and you put it in the fridge overnight, and oh my gosh, it's like breakfast, lunch, and dessert all wrapped into one. But I say it because the sauce, when you make the little sauce, the reduction sauce, it's all really just citrus, and it's a reduction, it's and lots of sugar in there, so it's super sweet, but you get this beautiful blend of lemon and orange zest. And that's what this reminds me of a lot. It's kind of we could nickname this Grandma's fruit salad, and it'd be close. Although Grandma's fruit salad would never add hops in it. This is like the adult version of Grandma's fruit salad. Anyway, um, it's really nice. I love it. It's lovely. Mm, that's great. There is nothing wrong with that. Yes, I'd drink it again. Yes, I'd buy it. Um, I'm going to give it a 4.0. Um, it could actually it could suffer from being an IPA in a crowded state of IPAs. We have an IPA loving citizenry here in the United States. We love our IPAs, and we love all kinds of IPAs. You know, as we all know, there are some of you fellow Chuggalos that that have sat with that barrel house and talked about this, and or sitting at JT's bar during our extravaganza, which is coming up. Excited for it. Can you believe it's day 5 already? 5 days gone by. And we only have 19 left in the whole advent cycle. It's always so fun when it's here, and it's always so sad when it goes. But we have that to look forward to next year. Anyway, you know, we just have so many IPAs out there, and the market's just flooded with them. And people are doing things with IPAs that have never been done before, that are unusual. They're blending all kinds of stuff into it, and you know, being really creative about what the ingredients that they're using, and how tart they're making them, and how sweet they're making them, and how over the top with malt they're putting in there for, you know, added alcohol for double IPAs, triple IPAs. We had a tripa in the hunt last year. I think I still got the list hanging up on my wall in the office here from last year. I can't remember what it was, but we have a double IPA coming up, I think, too, here pretty soon. But anyway, with so many things to choose from, it can be confusing, and it can be hard to sort of discern and differentiate between the different IPAs. And then when you get a regular ale, like, how long has it been since we had a brown ale, right? Brown ales were cool. They are cool. They're great to drink. They're fun to drink, and they're beautiful, and they're very different, you know, not nearly so hoppy, and a little bit sweet, but nutty, and just have all these great characteristics. But you don't really see a lot of brown ales, and we haven't had one in the, well, I'm trying to remember. It was either, I don't think it was last year. I think it was 2 years ago we had a brown ale, I think. Do we have one this year? God, I'm getting old, man. I'm losing my retention a little bit. But there's lots of different ales that are close. We even have a pale ale in this year's as well. And inevitably it's going to get compared to an IPA, because very similar, but a little paler, you know, a little less bitter, of course, unless it's a Sierra or a West Coast pale ale, which will be hoppy just like an IPA, but I don't think it is. So a lot of these get mixed together in people's minds. Everyone knows what a sour is. That's a very different kind of beer style all unto itself. You know, everybody knows what a stout is. Those are kind of difficult too, because there's so many of those. We have a barley wine in here, which is kind of a stout on steroids. So we had a lot of different styles, and this one just gets kind of buried in them. So I don't want to forget this one. This is a good one. Alesmith. I know it's a pretty big brand. It's not like a little tiny brew pub anymore, I don't think. I think they've grown leaps and bounds. I see Alesmith everywhere now, but based out of San Diego. So it comes by the West Coast label, honestly. And look at that head still there. After all this gabbing that Phil's doing here, still got this beautiful little head just hanging on. Isn't that lovely? It's lovely. Look at that nice color. It's clearing up a little bit. It's still a little cloudy. Maybe a chill haze, though. I think it was kind of cold in my fridge downstairs here. But anyway, beautiful, lovely. I'm giving it a 4.0. Hesitated because I kind of wanted to give it more, but need to leave room. I think we've got a lot of IPAs ahead of us, and a DIPA at least that's going to be in that same kind of boat, that same kind of category. So it's a 4.0. Needless to say, it's good enough to drink again. That's a 3.5 and above. It's good enough for me to buy again. That's a 4.0 and above. And I like JT's scale. It's a good scale. It just makes sense. You just go by that, and you know exactly, which one is hitting a single, which one's hitting a double, which one's hitting a triple, So I really like that. It's a good scale, good one to kind of, he's the data scientist after all. He's the data scientist. That's why we love him. So he brings a lot of discernment to this whole thing. So I appreciate that a lot. Anyway, that's it for today. Don't have really much else to say except for I've already drank half of it, and I'm definitely going to drink the rest of it. So probably one of my 2 favorite beers so far. I think that Slushy XXL, the 450 North Slushy, that was phenomenal. That was a great beer. This is a good beer. It doesn't go like, wow, this is the beer up here. This is this IPA here, and here's all the rest of them. That would put it in the 47550 category. Not quite there. It may deserve a little bit higher ranking. I maybe graded it on a little harshly, a little hardly. But for 4.0, that's not a bad grade. So I'm going to stick with that. 4.0 for me. This is Phil. Checking out. Hope you guys have a great day tomorrow. It's Friday, day 6. I will catch you tomorrow. I think JT and I are back together tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I look forward to hearing all your inputs. You typically get them posted before I do, and that will probably be true about today's as well. So sorry about that, guys. A little tardy. My internet connection at the house here has been a little bit up and down, so it's been a little tough for me. Even JT came over the other night. We did that last one day before last here, and he did it on his iPad, and he couldn't send it from down here. He had to go upstairs, but he found a place. So he told me about it. So I'm gonna go stand next to the fireplace upstairs and do it from the same place. Hopefully lightning will strike twice. Anyway, enough gabbing from Phil. Love you guys. Looking forward to seeing you guys coming up here at the extravaganza. Until then, I'll be seeing you guys on the pod, and I'll be watching your pods, and excited to see what all your great thoughts are on these things too. All right, that's it for me. Later, Gators. Bye.